The bell at 12:17. The lake was calm in the daytime, too calm. It reflected the sky like a sheet of glass and swallowed sound the moment the sun dipped behind the trees. The counselors at Pine Needle Camp warned the kids not to swim after dark, but they never explained why. They just said, "The lake doesn't like being disturbed at night." On the first evening, everyone laughed it off. By the third night, no one was laughing. It started with the bell. Every summer, camp had one, rusty, loud, used to call kids to meals or activities. Pine Needle's bell hung from a crooked wooden frame near the lake. On the camp map, it was labeled "out of order." No rope, no clapper. At exactly 12:17 a.m., it rang anyway. One sharp clang, then another, slow, patient. The sound drifted through the cabins like a hand brushing across a spine. Kids sat up in their bunks, holding their breath. A few whispered that it was just the wind, but there was no wind. The trees stood perfectly still. The next morning, the counselors claimed ignorance. "Probably metal cooling," they said. "Old camps make noises." That afternoon, a boy named Evan went missing. They found his flashlight near the lake, still on, beam pointed toward the water. No footprints led away. No splashing had been heard, just the flashlight, and deep drag marks in the mud, as if something heavy had been pulled into the lake. The counselors canceled swimming. Campfires were moved farther from the shore. Curfew was enforced with forced smiles and shaking hands. That night, the bell rang again. This time it rang 3 times. Some of the kids swore they heard something else beneath the sound, soft footsteps in wet sand circling the cabins. Others said they heard whispering, like someone counting names. On the fourth day, the counselors finally told the story. Decades ago, Pine Needle Camp had a different name. Back then, there was a night swim tradition, one last dip at the end of summer. One year, a counselor forced a group of scared campers into the lake as a joke. The dock collapsed. Panic spread. The lake took more children than it gave back. The camp closed. When it reopened years later, the bell was removed, and the lake was declared off-limits after dark. But sometimes, the head counselor said quietly, they ring the bell themselves. They're still waiting for someone to finish the swim. That night, the bell rang nonstop. Kids screamed, counselors ran, cabin doors slammed. Through the trees, pale shapes moved, too tall, too thin, dripping lake water that never touched the ground. Faces flickered in the dark, mouths open as if still gasping for air. By morning, the camp was silent. Buses arrived early. Parents were told the camp was closing due to safety concerns. No one argued. As the last bus pulled away, the lake finally rippled. At the bottom, the bell rested where it always had, waiting for next summer.